Hey everybody, my name is Jack. I am one of the personal trainers that you'll find up here on the fit floor at the JCC, and today we'll be going over a Hanukkah workout. So now, just like how there are 8 days of Hanukkah, we will be doing 8 exercises. To be more specific, 4 exercises for the upper body and 4 exercises for the lower body. So now, each of these moves I want you to try and perform for 40 seconds straight with a 20-second rest in between. When you get in between your circuits, so you finish your 4 upper body, feel free to take a slightly longer rest, say maybe 30 seconds to a minute, before you transition to the 4 exercises for the lower body. So now, starting us off, we're going to be doing something very, very basic. I'm sure that we've all done this before at some point in our lives, and that exercise is the push-up. So now, to do this push-up, we're going to want to come down onto the floor. If you don't have a mat, no big deal. We're going to want to space our arms out to where they're just about either in line with the shoulders or right outside. I personally prefer a little bit outside so you get a little bit more chest activation as you go through your range of motion. So we'll be slightly outside of our shoulders. We're going to come all the way down, maintaining this push-up plank position till we get to just about a 90-degree bend in the elbow. From here, we'll push ourselves back up before repeating the process again. So here's a view from the front, so you can see where I have my arms placed. So we're slightly outside of the shoulders. We'll come all the way down, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up. So that is move number 1. Remember, go for 40 seconds, take a quick 20-second rest. Exercise number 2, we're going to stay down here on this mat, because now we're going to get into some lateral plank walks. So now how this one works, we're going to be back up in that push-up plank position, just like we were before. So up here on the toes, up here on the hands. From here, we're going to walk our hands to the side, and then walk our hands right back to our starting position. So we'll just walk to one side, walk to the other side. Now this move, you can kind of try to take it as fast as you can, trying to get as many reps in going one way before going to the other. You can take this up a notch by getting your legs involved as well. So if we're up here in this push-up plank position, as we move our arms out to one side, we can also move our legs in that same direction, so that it becomes a little bit more of a full body movement, as opposed to just moving with the arms going side to side. Now, exercise number 2, we're going to revisit the push-ups, except this time we're going to be going for a strictly closer grip. We're not going to kind of get the freedom to go wider or in line. We're going to go for a close grip. So now what this is going to do is going to get us a little bit more tricep activation as we go along. So with that close grip, we want to be just underneath those elbows. We want to keep our elbows pointed straight back. We want to maintain this push-up plank. We'll go all the way down before coming all the way up. So this one you might notice that we get a little bit more than a 90-degree bend. That's a-okay. From the front view right here, we have our hands very close together. We'll come down, keeping our elbows pointed straight back before we get to the bottom, and then push all the way coming up. Remember, 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. Now this last one of my personal favorites, is also pretty challenging, and that's going to be an isometric push-up. So now how this one is going to work, we're going to go back to that original push-up position, so slightly outside the shoulders. We're going to bring ourselves all the way down to that 90-degree bend in the elbow. Now we're going to hold it there. We're not going to come back up. We're not going to do a second rep. We're just going to go down and hold it for as long as we possibly can, bracing the core, squeezing the glutes, trying to stay in that plank position. It's going to look something like this. So we're in this push-up position. We're ready. Coming all the way down, about 90 degrees, and hold. We're going to try and hold this position here as long as we can. My chest isn't resting on the floor. My knees aren't down at this moment. They're up. We're in the position as a solid plank, and we hold. So now, of course, try and make it for that 40 seconds. This exercise here, this last one's a little bit more difficult than the others. So if at any point you have to take a knee, just try to come back up, but use that modification if you need to. With all of these push-up exercises, it's very, very easy to modify. All you have to do, drop to those knees and still get those arms moving. Now those were our first 4 exercises for these 8 Hanukkah moves. So at this point, once you finish all 4 of these first ones, 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off, feel free to take up to a 1-minute rest in between these circuits here. So now you can come on up. We just took our rest. We're all done there. We're going to start with some lower body exercises. Specifically, we're going to start with a jump squat. So now, the way that these jump squats work is we're going to get into our standard squat position. So whatever's comfortable for you. If you're a wide squatter, squat wide. If you're a little bit more narrow, squat narrow. Your personal preference. Once you're in this position, we're going to treat it just like a normal squat. We'll come all the way down, but except instead of just coming back up, we're going to add a jump. So we come down, we jump, come down, and jump. Now it's important that when you land, you kind of land with a soft knee, and you can sink right away into the other one, as opposed to coming down here, jump, and then kind of hitting the ground hard. We can sink right back into the next one and keep a fluid pattern going with these moves. So now with some of these, we're really going to get the heart rate up. We're not only going to be building lower body strength here in the quads and glutes, we're also going to be building cardiovascular endurance as we go along and we get that heart rate up. So now, exercise number 2, we have some alternating reverse lunges. So the way these are going to work is we'll just stand kind of square, a little bit more of a narrow stance to begin with. We'll take one leg, bring it behind us, shoot that high knee, land, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. We take that step back, shoot the high knee, and land. From the side, it's going to look like something just like this. We'll take that step back. Notice how we have almost a 90-degree angle in the front and back knee. That's what we're going for. We'll shoot up, same thing other side, all the way down and up. So now you also don't have to touch the knee every time. You can keep it slightly hovering. That is A-okay. Just down and up. 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. We're almost through. We have 2 more moves. Exercise number 3, we're going to be going into some skaters. Now this one we're going to be doing some more jumping. So I'm going side to side with a little bit of a deep curtsy squat to kind of activate the glutes. Now this is really going to get the heart rate up. So we'll start on one side of our room or one side of our mat, whatever our space is. Do a little bit of a curtsy squat to start before we jump into the next and we land. From here, we can jump straight to the other, land, and then just keep that going side to side. Now, of course, depending on how much space you have, that could limit how far you can jump, but I want you to try to jump as far as your body will let you. So we're down here. Maybe you can jump all the way over here. Maybe you have a couch right here. You can only get this far. If you can only do smaller jumps, I want you to focus on your speed and trying to get them more fast as you go along in these 40 seconds. If you have more space, try and focus on your distance. Try to get farther with every jump you do. That's your goal. Now, the final move right here, we're going to take it down to the mat. We're going to be flat on our backs here, knees bent, feet down. From here we can relax our heads next and our arms right at our side. We're going to go into a glute bridge. So from here, all we got to do is as we bridge our hips off the ground, we're going to squeeze the glutes together until we get all the way to the top. And we'll relax all the way down. Now when we get to the top, we almost want to be a straight line from the chest going up to the knees. We don't want to overextend, so we can start to mess with our backs a little bit. And we don't want to come too low because then we're not getting the full range of motion. We're not engaging the glutes properly. So we start at the bottom, we bridge up, down, down. As we do this motion, we try and squeeze the glutes as tight as we can at the top, and we try to go for all 40 seconds, just like everything else. When you're done here, you can roll yourself on up, take some deep breaths, grab a drink of water if you need to, take another 1 minute rest, and then go into it all over again, starting from the very beginning, going in increments of 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. So that right there is our 8 moves for our Hanukkah workout. You can go through, I would probably say, go through this about 2 or 3 times, having that be your goal. So that would give us about, what would that be? 4 minutes, 4 minutes, that's 8 minutes, that's like 16 minutes, 24 minutes-ish of actual exercise with those 1-minute rests in between. So we can very easily get a nice 30-minute HIIT workout out of these 8 moves. So now, if you have any other questions, or if you want to do anything up here on the fit floor, you have any training questions, any further exercise-related questions, feel free to contact me directly. Once again, my name is Jack. You can reach me at JCHEVREMONT @jccmilwaukee.org. Have a great Hanukkah, everybody.